Marhaba everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hi, my name is Senna. So as you can tell from the title, today we're going to talk about my October reads and hopefully what I wish to read in November. So yeah, if you're into it, grab a snack, grab your books, and let's compare. Let's see if we're on the same wavelength. Let's see if we're gonna potentially buddy read something together and be twins. Reading this list, I realized that I didn't finish a lot of physical books. I read on my Kindle, I listened to audiobooks, and I did finish some physical books. So let's talk about the physical books first because it's the easiest. The Natural series. These are pretty much the physical books that I finished in October, except the first one I finished at the end of September technically. I didn't think I was going to enjoy the storyline as much as I did. I didn't think I was going to get like sucked in, but while I was reading the series, I was thinking about it every single day. Like I just wanted to sit down and read this. Even over reading on my Kindle at night, I just really wanted to finish the series. It was so intense, and for a YA series, like as you guys know, there are some like younger YA books which I just feel like they're not as enjoyable for me anymore. And then there are books that are a little bit more on the older YA side, and I felt like these ones captured my attention. I enjoyed the writing style. I enjoyed like all of the little connections that were made, all of the like twists and turns and the plot and just how everything was just connected together. It was something. I mean, if you guys are into Criminal Minds, this is like literally Criminal Minds for YA. That's what someone wrote on the cover. Shockingly enough, it also made me tear up because I was like, oh my god, the end. If you're into mysteries, thrillers, plot twists, this was a strong series. Next, books, we'll talk about audiobooks next. The next chunk of audiobooks that I finished all have to do with Harry Potter. You guys didn't know this, maybe, if you're following me on Instagram, but I read the full series the end of 2022. I wanted that to be like, I wanted to read it before watching the movies, so I did that. Someone tell me why these books, the Harry Potter series, was way more emotional than I thought they would be. Like, I started crying. But because there were a lot of other books that I wanted to read, I figured, okay, let me kind of experience the Harry Potter series in audiobook format because it's easier for me when I'm working, especially on my business stuff, to listen to audiobooks. So I would just like have that on while it would be like embroidering sweatshirts, fulfilling orders, all that stuff. So currently I'm on the fourth book, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. So the audiobooks that I finished this month are Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, which so emotional. Like, I didn't think that listening to the books was going to be as emotional as it was, but still I was listening to it and I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And then watching the movies right after I finished the audiobooks was such an experience because I'm like, oh my god, they didn't put this, or this is different, or this is straight from the book. And then I don't know, I'm not usually the type of person that would reread or rewatch movies, but because like once I know the end, I'm like, eh. But for these books, it's like, it's about the journey, it's about the coziness for me. It's an experience, okay? It's an experience, and this is like one of my fall traditions that I want to have. I don't think I finished any other audiobook. Yeah, I'm just focusing on Harry Potter right now because we only watched the first and second movies, so we still have the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth movie. I'm trying to like prioritize those before starting other audiobooks. Alright, so now let's talk about the ebooks that I read them on my Kindle. And that would be finished Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. That one where'd it go? Wait, should I be telling you guys my ratings? Does it matter? Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. It was a pretty strong story. It was... The thing is, here's the thing. When I watch some people's YouTube videos, I'm like, you're telling me too much about the book. It's kind of like spoiling the story, even though they're trying not to give spoiler alerts. So for me, it's like, I don't want to say too much because I like to sometimes go into most of my books blind. Like, I like to just not know what's going on. I rarely read the backs of books. I just kind of like, sorry, I judge books by their covers sometimes, or if I hear a lot of people talking about them and recommending them and saying it's a strong story, then I'll be like, all right, let me experience this. And I know a lot of people talk about Elsie Silver books, especially since they're written in different towns, but kind of like in the same universe. So Off to the Races was one that I saw people talking about, so I was like, all right, let's have that as my Kindle book while I'm listening to Harry Potter and reading the Natural series. So that one, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the story. It was strong. What would be the trope? Like an enemies to lovers type of vibe in a small town about horses. So it was a fun read. Oh, The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. Now, I've seen a lot of people really enjoy this book, or they're like, it's not one of my favorites by Frida. I personally, it was not expected. The ending just blew my mind. I really thought I had it. I thought this time, I was like, this is what's going to happen. This is going to be the twist. I was wrong. I was wrong. And I even kind of like changed my predictions multiple times. I was like, this is going to be the twist. This is it. Wrong. I was so wrong. I did not expect that twist at the end. And I really enjoy Frida McFadden books. I feel like they're very easy to understand, they're fast-paced, and normally at the very end there's so many twists. Like one of the books that I feel like people are on two different sides of the spectrum, but The Teacher by Frida McFadden, I was not expecting that ending. This is not a book that I finished in October, but another one of her books, and I was like, oh my god, that was crazy. So that one, I really, it was strong. It was strong. And I literally finished Bad Blood. And then right after that, I jumped into finishing The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. I finished it like that same night. I think I stayed up till like 3 in the morning or something finishing the book. And then the last book that I read and finished in October is Nocticadia by Carrie Lake. Now listen, this was my first dark academia book, okay? I haven't read a book like this before. And let me tell you, I'm still thinking about it. I'm still thinking about it. I really enjoy books that are more than just romance books, like they have a plot in the story, but not something that's like so crazy, like unpopular opinion, I did not enjoy the Things We Left Behind. Is that the one by Lucy Score? The blue, pink, and purple. I was not into that. I felt like too much was going on. Like, it was not fun for me. I DNF'd the second 2 books. The first one was like, but there was just too much going on. I was like, no. Nocticadia, though, I feel like that the way that the book was written and the way that everything meshed together, it made so much sense. It made so much sense, and like the plot made sense, you know what I mean, within the story. It wasn't so like, what? Like, what's happening? And I don't know, just the banter. A book with strong character conversations and banter, that gets me. That gets me. So if you have any recommendations of books that have like that banter back and forth between the 2 main characters, put it in the comments down below. Don't know why I have my Kindle here. Here are my current Kindle stickers though. There we go. Here, that's like the best I can do because the window's right in front of me. But yeah, I have new stickers coming in, so I'm probably going to switch this up because I'm not 100% happy with it. Like, it's not making me feel cozy. But, okay. So, first book I would like to finish. I did start it in October. I just started this month. Blue Sisters by Coco Mellers. I think that's how you say the author's name. But started this. I'm about halfway done. That's where I am in the book. I might finish it today, so technically it might still count as part of my October reads, but I don't know. I do have a lot of work to do, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to sit down and finish this, all of it today. This so far made me cry. The relationship between the sisters and just the dynamic and the difference in their roles, like as the eldest sister, the second eldest, the third, the fourth, just the fact that, you know, the dynamic is so different, the personalities are so different, the position each one of them is in, it's so sad, and it really reminds me of me and my sister a lot. Like, I feel like my sister takes elements from the two eldest ones, and I feel like I take some elements from the two youngest ones. I feel like when I'm reading this, I'm thinking a lot of my relationship with my sister, so I feel like that contributes to how emotional I find this book. But so far I'm enjoying the relationship between them, the dynamic, the the grief that they're going through, how each of them is dealing with that grief. Hopefully this will be the first book that I finish in November. I mean, today's the 31st, so these are pretty well known on Book Talk, Bookstagram, BookTube. I feel like they're very well known and they're very much fall vibe books. Okay, so okay, these two books, the Pumpkin Spice Cafe and the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. First of all, let's just look. Sorry, the microphone. Okay, let's just look at this cover. I mean, come on, it gives you such fall vibes. Oh my god, it's a fall mood. It's a fall read. So I do want to finish this in November. I think these are going to be like my next two books. They're not that long, and I've heard a lot of people say like it's a very quick, fast-paced read. I'm especially excited for this one because people said that it was kind of like a Lorelai and Luke fanfic type of like relationship from Gilmore Girls, and Gilmore Girls is my cozy show. It's my comfort show. It's so cozy. So yeah, I'm very, very, very excited for this one. Now, I know this one is another fall experience book, another book to experience in the fall. However, this is what it says. It says, when a secret message turns up hidden in a book in the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, Hazel can't understand it. As more secret codes appear between the pages, she decides to follow the trail of clues. She just needs someone to help her out. Hazel didn't go looking for romance, but as the treasure hunt leads her and Noah around Dream Harbor, their undeniable chemistry might just be as hot as the fresh out of the oven cinnamon buns the bookstore sells. So, you know, it sounds like a very easy, cozy type of read. They're about 350-ish pages, so not too long. Should be some quick reads. Another one of the books. It's the bookstore. What is it called? The Book Lovers Library. This one actually, Najee saw it and he felt like it was very fallish, very cozy, and he thought I would like it, so he got it for me as a gift. But it's basically about this girl in England, and from what I'm understanding, she's a single mother, so she's trying to find a job to help support her and her daughter. And it pretty much says it's a heartwarming story about a mother and daughter in wartime England and the power of the books that brings them together. So that's another one. It looks very fall-like. Look at the colors. Stunning. Stunning. This one I've seen so much about, and I started the first page and I was like, oh no, I need to save this because this is an emotional, this looks like it's an emotional read, and I've heard a lot of people say that it is a very emotional story. I think one of my favorite things that a book can make me do is cry. Like when it gets time to the emotions, if a book can make me cry, chef's kiss, chef's kiss. But let me read the first page to you guys, or the first, did I even read the first page or like the first two sentences? It says, "Dear Dad, I'm dying. My husband is going to be a widower, and this has been the most wonderful year of my life." Stop. Stop. That first sentence, when I first read it, brought tears to my eyes, and I was like, no, I need to save this. This is not a summer read. This is an I need to get cozy on the couch, turn on a candle, have some coffee, and sit down and read and get ready to be very emotional and cry. So that's why I say this. I've been seeing this book. I've been seeing people talk about this book so much recently. Kristen Hanna, The Great Alone. Now, I've heard that her writing is very strong and her books are very emotional. It's a sizable book, which is why I think I've been putting it off, because I love when a book can make me cry. Like I want to be emotional. So I've seen a lot of people recently post like their reactions finishing this book and just bawling their eyes out. I also found out not too long ago that she wrote the book Firefly Lane. Now, I watched the show, but I didn't know it was based off of a story, and that show was so sad. I don't know if I want to read the book after watching the show. I feel like I kind of do, because I don't remember too many details about the show. Like, I remember the ending, but I don't remember a lot of the journey, so I feel like reading the book won't feel like spoiler central. But yeah, I'm very excited. This is going to be my first Kristen Hanna book, so I'm hoping that it doesn't disappoint and that I, again, bawl my eyes out. I think that's my desire for the end of the year. Like, how much can books make me cry? So the last physical book that I have on my November TBR is it's called Apples Never Fall by Leanne Moriarty. I hope that's how you say the name. It's this book. I've seen people before talking about this book. I honestly thought it was a more summer book. I mean, the cover gives stunning summer beachy type of read, but it's fiction. That's the mood. The mood is like thriller type of books, and I love mystery and thrillers in the fall and winter time. I just feel like it's the most appropriate time for me to get into them. So I'm really excited about this one. What is it about? It says, a gripping novel that looks at marriage, siblings, and how the people we love the most can hurt us the deepest. After I read the back of this book, originally I went to Barnes and I was like, okay, I'm getting one book. Originally I was going to get the book You Again, I think that's what it's called. The book that has I'll just put it right here. I was gonna originally get this book. Then I was like walking around, I was looking at the books that were like on the tables in the front of Barnes, and this was the only copy left on one of those tables. So I was like, I've seen people talk about this, so let me read the back. I read the back and I was like, oh, this is more of the vibe that I'm feeling. So chose this one as my one book to get to read this fall/winter season. So yeah. On my Kindle, I don't know. I don't know if there are any specific books that I want to get. Let's see. Or I want to read. I'm hoping that if I finish the Harry Potter series, that I'll have time to start and finish audiobooks, especially the book that's called We Used to Live Here. Ooh, I've heard people really have like strong experiences with that book. Like, it was written very strongly and a lot of people would read it again. So I'm hoping I can get to that, but I still have another, where am I? Another 3 books. Goblet of Fire by itself is like 21 hours. I mean, I am listening to it at 2.2 speed, but still, it's a really long time for audiobooks. So I don't know if I'm gonna have time, but if I do, I definitely want to listen to that. This month I'm actually really shocked, but again, a lot of the books were audiobooks that I finished, and I did use my e-reader a lot, my Kindle. So that's that. I know it's a different angle, but I thought I would be able to get better lighting, but here I am with not great lighting. Whoopsies. Anyways, if you made it till the end, thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Thanks for coming along on this first official bookish type video that I'm posting. I enjoyed it. I enjoy talking about books. I enjoy book recommendations. So if you have any, leave it in the comments down below or DM me, whichever one you want. Yeah, if you're new, don't forget to click the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, bye. Bye. Bye.